Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Lost Lagosians. I'm your host, Brodda Mike. So today, as a football fan myself, I'm a little bit disappointed at the incident that happened on the 30th of March 2022 when the Super Eagles lost to the Black Stars of Ghana. It's a little bit disheartening because, we're out in Ghana not too long ago. We went there, we had a draw. At the end of the draw, some of the Ghanaian fans came out and took pictures with the Super Eagles players. So it's kind of unlike Nigeria to go through a situation whereby we have the game and because we draw, we're disappointed. Out of that disappointment, people stormed the stadium. They started damaging equipment and damaging everything. So it's really, really wrong and it's unacceptable. On March 25, 2022 in Kumasi, we played the Ghanaians. And it resulted into a draw. So it was a 0-0 draw. So on March 30th, there was another match played, a follow-up match at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abuja. That resulted into a 1-1 draw. So because they played the first match, it was 0-0. Nobody actually scored. Then the second match, which was kind of a rematch of the first one, happened on the 30th of March. No pun intended. It ended up in a 1-1 draw, because the away team had scored a goal. So there's a FIFA rule that says once you score but you're not in your home country or your home field, you get to win. If the final score was a draw, so you score a goal when you're not home, but if you ended up in a draw, the visiting team wins the match. Ghana ultimately qualified, and Ghana was the first African country to book a ticket to the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. But angry reactions from the fans went out of hand. A lot of people that attended expected Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. But unfortunately, we didn't make it. And because we didn't make it, there was basically a stampede. They got the army involved. There were several policemen that were involved as well. And basically just trying to make sure that there was peace because they wanted to protect the Ghanaians. Again, that's just not right as Nigerians. We have these Ghanaians. They are brothers. They are people. They are friends. We have friends that are Ghanaians. We have family that are Ghanaians. So really, it makes no sense what went down for people to just be attacking the Ghanaians. There's a lot of bottled up anger and bottled up tension. People just had to let it out. The same thing happened back in October 2011. There was a 2-2 draw when Nigeria played against Guinea for the 2012 Nations Cup qualifier. That was the first time that the host nation had failed to qualify since 1986. That incident happened in Abuja as well, back in 2011, at the National Stadium in Abuja, same stadium. So Nigerians went and they shattered a lot of the stadium door. The VIP entrance glasses were broken by the fans. They threw water bottles and stones, whatever they could lay their hand on. The bad thing is that Nigeria could actually face sanctions from the World Football's governing body, basically FIFA. Meanwhile, somebody actually died. His name is Joseph Kabongo. He's a Zambian official. They had to rush him through an ambulance to the hospital in Abuja. He was gasping for breath near the dressing room of the Ghanaian team while he was on his way to find a Ghanaian player. Again, that's just not right. A lot of people were hurt. And what I wanted to talk about today is just how people in Nigeria right now get triggered by the slightest thing. So for any little thing, people get triggered. And it's just really difficult to have that. There's just so much unrest. Like it's kind of like the country's on eggshells. A day before, there was an attack on the train in Kaduna. Bandits attacked the train, and they killed about 8 people, and then they injured 41 people. According to the Nigeria Railway Corporation, there was about 362 people on the train, and 136 of them have not been reachable as of April 1st, 2022. So basically, this attackers kidnapped, they took people away from the train and then they were contacting the family of the folks. So nobody even knows exactly how many people have been taken after randomly firing open shots at passengers on the train. So the country itself is there's so much instability and insecurity, but people are not even concerned about that. They're concerned about football. I get it. I'm a football fan myself and I have a lot of friends where we all talk about football, but for you to not even like use your common sense and just because of a game, a qualifying match the World Cup, because of that, like you lose your mind, you start attacking people, you start damaging equipment, and damaging the bullpens. I mean, it's just something that tells that people are kind of on an eggshell. They can be easily irritated. Now, this happens in other countries as well. It's not just a Nigerian problem. I mean, I know in the UK and even in the US, a lot of that happened. Not to this extent. Mostly it's the fans of one team attacking fans of other teams, and sometimes they're racially motivated, whereby they're after a player on the team. Occasionally, it's also at the end, not during qualifiers. In this case, the whole stadium, it seemed like, went after the Ghanian fans, and then they chased the Black Stars of Ghana, basically the football players. Very, very weird and kind of awkward. This is also unique in the sense that the Nigerian fans were damaging equipment and property. If you feel that you're pissed at players, why don't you go and play yourself? Why don't you enroll for the national team? If you think it's that easy, and the coach later on, it looks like the coach stepped down, Guavon. So ultimately, it's just people on an eggshell, and a lot of them are just any little thing, they get irritated and they just act out. This is also different because they are Ghanaians, they travel all the way from their country, so they are visiting. There's no need to attack them. A lot of them feared for their life. It's a little bit uncivilized. The way people were just, Nigerians were attacking the Ghanaians, throwing water on them and throwing things at them. And when they played in Kumasi, I've seen some of the videos, they took pictures with the Nigerians because they treated them like brothers. So it's kind of weird and it's not cool for Nigerians to act that way. As a Lagosian myself, I wouldn't say if that was in Lagos, it wouldn't be different because, Nigerians, we take football seriously. But just to attack people, it's just not cool. Those that attacked the Ghanaians became monsters, super monsters. So it's like you have super eagles playing and then you have super monsters that attacked our visitors from Ghana. Not acceptable, not cool. It also highlights the issue of unemployment, because if those guys that were vandalizing the stadium, if they had a job to go to the next day, they wouldn't have acted the way they did. So this is kind of a call for the Nigerian government to employ the youths. Most of them are youths and they're jobless and unemployed. So the youths need to be empowered so they can act better. And hopefully we can be better. Hopefully we can build a better team. Hopefully we can invest more in sports. I think that's important, because if you don't invest in sports and you don't have a rigorous and thorough sports team, then you just don't win by prayers only. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to do the work. Same thing with the Cup of African Nations, and we didn't even go very far in that one as well. It's just systematic of a problem that needs to be fixed, and we just can't keep ignoring it. My appeal to the Ghanaians is we're sorry. On behalf of the Nigerians and Lagosians, we want to apologize to you guys. We think it's not cool what happened. It's not acceptable and it should not be tolerated. I wish the Super Eagles better luck. I wish Minister of Sports good luck in restructuring the program and making sure that the football program is something that is to be spoken of, because again, even if we qualified, we would have gone to Qatar and failed out on the first round. So it just makes no sense. People should not be hurt or people should not be harmed because of losing the qualifying. I don't know why we're attacking Ghanaians, our brothers. It makes no sense. I just wanted to say that we're sorry, and hopefully the Nigerian government can invest in football. They can invest in sports, because it gives a lot of Nigerians hope and cheerfulness and it makes them happy. So I don't think it's a bad idea to invest more money in the football program just so they can recruit world-class players that are exposed and that play internationally. That also helps. I also wish the Nigerian government can invest in its youths, because the youths are the future generation. They need to be employed gainfully. They need to be able to go to college and be able to be properly funded. They just need to be occupied, because if you're not occupied, as the proverbial saying goes, an idle man is a devil's workshop. So if you have people that are not occupied and they have no work or no job, nothing to do, then they tend to behave as super monsters because of their love for the Super Eagles. Thank you all for listening. That's all I have. I appreciate your love and support. Please, if you've not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, and Ekoni Baje.